What's good? Let's talk this boxing this morning. Taking a day off from working out with the kids in the gym, taking my son to basketball practice and all that stuff. So I was reading through the boxing news, and Teddy Atlas is saying that my man's going to beat Adrian Broner is going to beat Pacquiao or something to that effect, and also that dang, this is a loop. And also I got Oscar De La Hoya saying the same thing. I was looking at the what's going on with Guillermo Rigondeaux and Guillermo Rigondeaux signing with the PBC. So I'm thinking, man, that both of these guys are probably going to try to stay real active this year, and we might get 6 fights between the two of them. 3 for Manny Pacquiao, at least 2 for Manny Pacquiao, hopefully 3 from Guillermo Rigondeaux. And man, that could really just the fact that those guys are fighting could really add a lot of excitement and a lot of anticipation to the year. And if you take that along with all the other fighters that the PBC has and all the dates that they have, man, I'm telling you, I really think, man, we could have something that's we could have a year that's pretty special from the total number of fights that we see going on. I can't see any comments right now. So let me hit. I don't know why it's doing that. Usually by the time we got 30 people in here, I got to say what's up to somebody. But I don't see any comments in the comment section. So I'm just going to assume. Oh, there we go. All right, just had to re-up. Sheldon Holmes, what's good, man? Africa King, what's going on? Train Oneist, what's going on, man? Yeah, ATL, what's going on? Harold Jones, Ronald Jones, Bo One, my dude. Man, I always like seeing you, man. J1 Pro, what's good, man? You always keep it positive, man. Thank you for tuning into the channel, man. Mark Wonderlick, African King said Pacquiao's going to beat the soul out of Broner. Honestly, man, I can't. The only reason that I could even have for saying that wouldn't be the case is because Manny Pacquiao's older. Just the matchup itself, man, I just see that being just a lot of trouble, man. I see that being a lot of trouble for Adrian Broner, man. I got my coffee going this morning, by the way. You know, that's my drug of choice this morning. Yes, sir. I was thinking about going to work out. My God, I'm so sore, man. God, dog, I've been hitting these weights heavy because I got to build a lot of muscle to get this fat up off me. I don't trust that dude no more. No, you talking about Adrian Broner? Yeah, man, it's tough to train. It's tough, man. It's tough to trust him. You know, I trust that he'll come in there and he'll fight, that he'll take the fight. But it is trusted. Like, it's hard to trust that he's going to beat somebody. And I haven't seen anything in Manny Pacquiao that tells me that an interested Manny Pacquiao isn't really going to be able to fight, man. I think he could fight. I think he could put on a good fight against even the top level guys. It's just the top level dudes. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But what's going on, Damon Shear? So what's going on, Fanon? Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. I appreciate the positive thoughts, man. Brian Taylor, Fanon, I have to get used to see you on video. Yeah, man. I'm gonna do this for a little while, man. Because seriously, why not, man? I get tired of staring at a black screen. I was thinking, what can I do to switch it up on the channel a little bit? I mean, for a while, I can do the videos. I'll do the videos where I show my face. Also, I was thinking about putting videos, doing more video like production inside the videos, just so people don't have to look at a blank screen all the time. But there's so many copyright violations that come with that it's not worth it, man. Because I hate seeing my channel have any type of marks or shit like that. I'm kind of prudish in that regard, man. Sheldon Holmes, I don't even do that no more. I directly say he's going to lose. Oh, just you're not even going to run with the fact that maybe he has a chance to win and you don't know what's going to happen. Maurice McElroy, what's going on, man? We got the grown folk talk going on this morning. Ronald Jones, will Broner fight and not just stand in the ring? Man, if he just stands there right in front of Manny Pacquiao, he's going to get stopped. He's going to get stopped, man. Oh, Harold Trim said, did that cat come to Texas with you? Yes, she did. She's out there. She's officially an outdoor cat, man. Anthony Johnson, man, what's good, man? How are you, sir? Good to see you as usual, man. Always appreciate the notes that you send. It's much appreciated, Anthony Johnson. Thank you so much, man. There's another cat, Michael Johnson, that's been sending me some articles like very long. It's like I gotta set aside like 3 days to read the stuff from my dude. African Kings, Pacquiao loves flat-footed boxers. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time, man, because Manny Pacquiao has great legs. You know what I mean? I mean, he can move. He moves very well. He gets in and out of range very well. He's really awkward. He's staying on his toes. You know, it's you know, that's going to be a tough situation for Adrian Broner, man. I honestly, man, I can see Adrian Broner. I can see Adrian Broner getting stopped, man. DJ Zion Love, blessings to you as well, man. Dark Truth, always good to see you, man. Always good to see you, man. I'm always good to see your name, man. Oh, I'm doing well, man. I'm blessed. I feel really, really good, man. Life is good. Life is good. My sister got out of the hospital the other day. Was really worried about my older sister, but she got out of the hospital. So you know, it's good, man. I feel a lot better, man. Anthony Joshua, that fight is going to be entertaining. Wonder if Pacquiao slowed enough. Yeah, that's pretty much what that is. Anthony Johnson, excuse me. Yeah, it's like has he slowed down enough to where Adrian Broner can, you know, start getting off, you know, get off his shots on him, man. You know, I was watching something called, man, I don't know, at Laugh at Last. I can't remember. It's a channel called Laughed at something in the name at Laugh, man. But they had a trainer from Chicago that was talking about Adrian Broner and what he does with his jab and moving out to the left, you know, jabbing and moving out to his left too fast and not being able to sit down on his right. So, man, it was really interesting, man. I wish I could tell at Last Laugh. I think that's the name of the channel. Chris Ruffin, what's good, man? How you feeling, man? Oh, Denard Reed, Fanon, did you see Errol Spence on Fight Hype yesterday? He said Bob Arum's, he addressed the Bob Arum situation and send Bud Crawford a message. Yeah, I did. I saw a couple things, man. I saw a couple things about that, man. I'm really trying to stay. I'm gonna talk about these on a live stream, man. I'm gonna try my best not to do videos on it. Seriously, man. The attitudes with certain cats in the comment section about this Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford thing, man. It's too hard, man. If I keep talking about it, I'm gonna take a side, you know. And I don't. And as much as people think I already took a side because I like Errol Spence Jr. a lot, I really have. In my mind, I haven't taken a side. I don't know what's going to happen in the fight, and I wish these guys the best. I hope the fight happens, but just look, man. Errol Spence Jr. said, if I remember directly, he said, man, he's like, they don't want. He said that nobody beats the kid, and you know that Terrence Crawford is going to beat him. He's like, man, you're crazy. I mean, that's the part that stood out to me. And people who are saying that for some reason trying to put fear in the heart, like artificially put fear in the heart of Errol Spence about Terrence Crawford, you know, I don't agree with that, man. But here's the thing, man. Terrence Crawford is like Jamal Charlo at 160 pounds. Because right now, Denard, everybody at 160 pounds is fighting on the zone. All of the belt holders. Because Gennady Golovkin doesn't have a belt. Demetrius Andrade is at 100 is fighting on the zone with Eddie Hearn, and so is Daniel Jacobs. And then you have Canelo, who's at the zone with Golden Boy. So, you know, he's kind of the odd man out on that, man. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not, you know, he's going to be able to get those fights. So Jamal Charlo, in a lot of ways, is in the same situation that Terrence Crawford is at 147 pounds. Because here's the thing, man. Like from me wanting to see the fight, I want to see the fight. I think that dude is one of the best, you know, fighters in the world. But he's not a must-fight dude from the business side of boxing, right? And I'm not, you know, I'm not saying what's right about the business side of boxing and what isn't right, you know, what's wrong. I'm just saying what is, right? And there's a lot bigger money fights on the PBC side without Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? Like if you listen to what dude said about the fight, like who he wants to fight next, just think about this, man. Sean Porter, take Errol Spence out of it. Sean Porter could fight on the PBC side, right? He could fight Keith Thurman. He could fight Adrian Broner. He could fight Manny Pacquiao, or he could fight Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? Just theoretically, all those guys are a welterweight, and I consider Floyd Mayweather Jr. to still be an active fighter because he just never studied. Like, you never know if he's not. Like, I know for sure that Shane Mosley is not going to fight. You know, I don't know for sure if Floyd Mayweather Jr. is going to fight or not. So if you look at all those guys lined up over there, I mean, and you take Errol Spence Jr. out of the equation, I think Terrence Crawford's going to have a hard time getting a fight with any of those guys. You know, so it's just a really funny situation, man. Oh yeah. Laugh it. I love that channel. What it is? Where is it? Somebody said what it was. Chris Ray, Fanon, hit me up with a wrench. Yes, sir. You are wrenched up, dude. Racer X247 said, why didn't he sign with the PBC if he wanted Errol Spence Jr.? Because they offered him a lot of money to fight to stay there. Money. If the money wasn't right, he wouldn't have been there. He took the money. Fanon, you look just like what I pictured you, man. Love the show. Been hearing your voice for about a year now. Nice to put a face to it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I look, I've been getting a whole lot of people, dude, that I'm supposed to look like, man. Oh, shit. What's good, man? How you feeling, man? Oh, my God. Chris Robbins said, we boiling some crabs and shrimp today. Man, I am going to drive to New Orleans. I got to drive to New Orleans this Thursday, man. I got a bunch of dudes who my dudes. Actually, man, there's a bunch of young cats, man, because young cats like college age dudes that I need to go visit, man, in Chicago, in New Orleans, man. I think I'm gonna hop out there, man, and drive down there next weekend. I'm glad I didn't go last week. I'm glad I didn't go this weekend. What's going on, Keshan Alexander? Lawrence RB said, Fanon, who sells more pay-per-view, Wilder Fury or Broner Pac-Man? Wilder Fury, I think. Wilder Fury, I believe. But it's, hey, man, internationally, it very well could be Pacquiao. It could be Pac-Man. I'm buying it. I don't know, man. I'm buying it. It's a better fight. Wilder Fury is a better fight. But God dog, man, I'm buying both. I don't miss an Adrian Broner fight, dude. Straight up. There's a lot. Those are always good fights, man. Anthony Johnson, much love, man. He said Charlo's going to be fine. Canelo vacate. Charlo wins WBC, then Eddie can shut up about having to come to him. Yeah, no, they're gonna. I see Anthony Johnson. I think they're gonna freeze him out. Maybe if he comes for like a one fight thing or whatever. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. He's just gonna be in that. I think he's gonna be in that situation. We'll see. Hopefully you're right. Oh, Eric says this, Fanon, you feeling better after your wine last night? Man, I feel good, man. Wine don't do anything to me, man. It's something it gives me a little light bud, a little light buzz, but it doesn't really do anything to me, man. Like, except for making my stomach hurt at the end of the night. Oh, fans' perspective said Fanon, Wilder versus Fury is doing 1.5 million. Mark my words, man. Dude, if it does that, dude, seriously, man, it's a wrap. That Anthony Joshua fight has to happen in the United States, man. You know what I mean? But hey, man, much love in the super chat, Anthony Johnson, man. I really appreciate you, man. Thomas Moreland said, I'm walking up and down this chat, man. So forgive me. I'm watching you speak the truth. Thank you, Thomas Moreland. I'm speaking it like I know it, man. Lawrence RB, okay, I did that. Wilder Broner or Broner Pac-Man. Yeah, I'm honest, man. I'm geeked, man. I got a video. Check out my video I got coming out probably after I do this. Man, I'm excited about Guillermo Rigondeaux. I'm really excited about seeing Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now, these are fights that I'm excited about seeing, not necessarily because people think that this is because a million other people are going to want to see the fight. I'm excited to see the fight because I think Guillermo Rigondeaux is such a highly skilled fighter. I hate how he went out against Vasyl Lomachenko, but it is what it is at this point in time. Water under the bridge, man. But it's good to see him You know, I think he's going to have an opportunity to stay busy, just like Luis Ortiz had an opportunity to stay busy, like Lara has, is been able to stay busy. I'm not sure if what's that dude's name? Is Bartholomew? Is Rances Bartholomew? Did he fight on the PBC? But he's been very busy. The cats who've been with Luis de Cuba, the Cubans assigned with manager Luis de Cuba always stay very busy, man. So I'm looking forward to that, man. And I think he's going to win these belts. I think Guillermo Rigondeaux has a chance to really does have a chance to get. Well, he's going to get one of those belts. I have no doubt that he's going to once again be another champion at 122 pounds. He's got Ray Vargas. I got the notes. I don't have this stuff memorized, but Ray Vargas, Daniel Roman, TJ Donahue, and Isaac Dogbo, or Dogbe. Only cat that I think has a chance to beat Guillermo Rigondeaux there is Dogbe, and I don't think very high. I think Dogbe looks good. But man, I think he could really have a lot of I think he's gonna have a lot of issues with Guillermo Rigondeaux if they even allow those dudes to make that fight. And I don't know if they're gonna allow him to make the fight, man. Suave House Boxing in the building. What's good? Chris Ray, my man. Pac signed with the PBC for a chance to fight Floyd. Well, see, this is another thing too, man. He's got to be a pay-per-view. He wants to fight on pay-per-view. That dude wants to make the big money. But yeah, that's the chance to fight Floyd. And that's still a huge fight. That's still probably the biggest top 3 biggest fights in boxing easy is top 2 biggest fights. Top 2 biggest fights. Because still Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao rematch would still probably do more than Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, from a business perspective. And I'm not going to act like business don't exist for the hell of it. But Kesh Alexander, is there any way we can make the Wilder fight do over $1 million? Yeah, we got to talk about it, man. Talk about it. Talk about the fight. However you can bring up Deontay Wilder's name and Tyson Fury's name, talk about it, man. Talk about it in the comment sections. Talk about it in other people's videos. There's a way we can do it. You just got to let people know the fight's going to happen, and that's a great fight. And what people are missing, I think a lot of people misunderstand or don't take into consideration, is that Deontay Wilder is one of the most highly watched fighters in the United States. We just don't do a lot of pay-per-view. You know what I mean? We don't do a lot of pay-per-view. What's going on, B. Hodges? D. Hodges? Yes, sir. Big Snack Pack says smash that like button, man. Yeah, hit the like button. We got 140 people in here on an early Sunday morning. And I love it. It's a nice small crowd of people. We can talk with one another. Fans' perspective, my man said, is PBC just a network they fight on? They don't make the fights, bro. What do you mean? The PBC is just just a network they fight on. They don't make the fights. Yeah, they do. PBC obviously makes a fight. They got their managers. Al Heyman is the guy's managers. They're their advisors. They have a partnership with Brooklyn Boxing, and they have networks that they show the fight on. Absolutely, they make the fight. Now, they can't make any fight they want to make if fighters don't want to make the fight. But yeah, it's like does Shelly Finkel make fights? Yeah, he negotiates them for Deontay Wilder. Yeah. Or when he was with Tyson or when he was with Lennox Lewis. Yeah, they have I'm not sure what your point is, because clearly they're making fights. If they weren't making fights, then I'm not, how are these fights being made? Who is making the fight? If the PBC is not making the fight, who is it that's making the fights? A lot of these guys are really only signed with the PBC. Oh, Julio said, Errol simply stated he needed leverage to negotiate with Bob. Anthony Griffin, man, much love in the super chat. Thank you, sir. What up, Eugene Williams? How are you feeling, man? Oh, you're talking to Julio? Sorry about that, fan. I dipped into the conversation. I shouldn't have done that. PBC is basically a TV show, not a network. Yeah, I think that's a very good way to explain it. But they do have influence on making the fights. Best fight, the best boxing. Finkel was also with Vladimir Klitschko. Absolutely. Yeah, he was. Hey, salute to you as well. Best fight, the best. What's good with you this morning, man? Man, that's what I meant. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant, fans' perspective. But I mean, Terrence Crawford's just in a. Nobody needs Terrence Crawford. That's it. I mean, they don't need him. And that's not necessarily a good thing to say. I mean, it's just what it is, man. You know, they don't need him. And that's what I see more than anything else. I see that they act like they don't need him. Like, unfortunately, that means it comes to me and sounds to me that like to be the undisputed champion isn't necessarily what that it doesn't seem like what's most important to them. But it is what it is. Fanan, did you take the stream down yesterday? I remember you saying you was due to the information on the wine that was given. Just looking out, fam. Oh, yeah. No, I don't. You know what? I got the name wrong, man. So it's all right, man. I think I'll be good on that. I think I'll be good on that one. I think I'll be good on that. I really take down the ones like, what is this? All right, there you go. I really try to take down like the videos. If I have any type of political conversation on there, you know, I like to take those down as quick as I can, man. Because I don't, you know, I'm not the most like I say, I rocks with Neely Fuller Jr., man. I rocks with Neely Fuller Jr. And I don't want to act like I don't. So, you know, some people can get really offended by that. I try to take those down. Scrapbook Boxing in the building. What's good, man? Look, we got 160 people in the building. I'm not asking for a like. I'm asking for a subscribe to Scrapbook Boxing. Scrapbook Boxing, man, is slowly but steadily documenting the history of boxing on his channel, man. The Forgotten Fisticuff series is, man, it is something I listen to when I'm riding a bike, man. When I'm trying to get get this extra meat up off me, and build this muscle. Please subscribe to Scrapbook Boxing. Watching Jacobs scrap right now. Yeah, it's a good fight, man. Jacobs can fight. Shamzilla Hot Seat Boxing. What's good, man? Dre 631. Yo, Fanon, I'm looking to move to Texas next year, specifically Dallas. How has living out there benefited you? Oh man, I'm loving it, man. I mean, we making good cheese. Like anywhere else, you make good money. Making good, knocking on wood, making good money. Really good school system for my kids where I don't have to pay extra money. I don't got to pay extra money for like a private school to make so that I know my son has a good school. You know, is a good school. What's going on, avid boxing fan? How you feeling today, man? Jacobs is food for Canelo and Charlo. Yeah, it'll be tough on him. I don't think he can beat Canelo. Canelo can fight, man. Al Heyman don't want smoke with Bob Arum. Bob Arum don't. I mean, Al. Seriously, man. Now, I'm just going to interpret what you just said there. Al Heyman don't need anything that Bob Arum has, man. Literally nothing. There's literally nothing that Bob Arum has that Al Heyman and the PBC need. They've literally they've lapped that dude. Just think, dude, they've literally lapped him. It really is the PBC versus the rest of boxing. It really is. If you look at the fight cards that are going on this year, the number of dates that happen. What's going on, Jay Good? The number of dates. Man, Retro Boxing Documentation, what's good with you, man? You know what I'm doing, right? Retro, I am doing a subscriber drive today for Scrapbook Boxing. My man just said that they subscribed to the Scrapbook Boxing. Who just said, I know, come on, man. There you go, Chris Ray, Scrapbook. Best fight the best. Scrap is phenomenal. Yes, sir. Come on, man. Somebody else said, just subscribe to Scrapbook Boxing. If you don't know, I've dedicated my community tab. So that's where I can just like put something out there that's not a video of mine, I've dedicated my community tab to Scrapbook Boxing. When Scrapbook Boxing sends me a link to a video and says I did a new video, I'm going to put that in my community tab. I'm going to say, hey, a new video about this from Scrapbook Boxing. So hopefully over time, cats will check that out, look at it, and go see it, man, because dude is a historian. He's a boxing historian, man. And that's what we need. We need that in boxing, man. We really do. And I believe in I think that a really healthy community in boxing is when people talk about what they're good at. You know, not everybody's going to break down fights, man, because that's not everybody's forte, you know. Not everybody's going to really break down. Not everybody's going to be as detail-oriented as retro boxing. You know, we're talking about Blood. I'm going to respect Blood. When Blood says it's Blood, I can eventually continue to call him retro once I understand everybody is going to respect it and call him retro. Not everybody's as detail-oriented as retro boxing. I can almost tell you what retro boxing's house looks like. That's an organized, neat, detailed dude, right? Scrapbook Boxing, dude, even to put those scrapbooks together, more than likely, that's a very detailed dude. Those are the historians. Him, Lawrence Williams, Curtis Anderson, those guys are historians, man. But the thing about boxing is there's more history than there is present day. Because as soon as you leave today, it's history. The vast majority of the great stuff in boxing is in the past. And unlike other sports, you can go back to those old fights and those old fighters and enjoy them. Boone, you could watch boxing all day and night, man. You know, all day and night, man. Never get the same thing, man. You know? So anyway, man, so peace, man. Peace, retro. Yes, sir. Fanon, when are you getting that? Never, dog. I ain't wearing no damn 10, man. I'm from Chicago, dog. Them niggas will never let me back in the city if I wear a damn. I am not Mikey Garcia. Mike, you take that damn cowboy hat off. What are you doing, man? This ain't the 40s. You wrangling some cows or something? Get up out of here. That's fake. Mikey Garcia in that cowboy hat, dog, that's fake. Fuck is wearing a cowboy hat, dude? You 30 years old, man. Get out of here, man. He said, I agree. What's good? What's good? That's my man. What's good with the whole chat? LDBC, yes, sir. Suave House Boxing, Chris Ray. Fanon, did Broner KO? Yo, did Broner KO Pac? Of course not. He didn't yet. The fight ain't happening, man. But nah, man, I don't think he's gonna beat Pacquiao, man. I don't think he's gonna beat Pacquiao, man. I don't think he's gonna beat Floyd Mayweather either, dude. Oh, is it done easy? That's what real Mexicans do. Oh, the real Mexicans do that in Arizona. That dude ain't from Arizona, man. That dude's from California, man. That dude from California, man. Sell that home said, you a lawyer for 9? If so, what type? If you don't mind, I do contract, basically contract law, man. I write and negotiate deals for a couple clients that I have. Hopefully, I got another client popping up in a day or two. Yeah, I write. Basically, what I do is the thing that I'm doing right now is I write contracts, I negotiate contracts, I edit contracts, and that's what I do. I would say that it's basically like a combination between corporate and contract management. Yeah, there you go. But I do corporate work. Specialize in small businesses. Derek J. A Mall cleans the division easy. I think middleweight has good bosses. They do, man. They have great, man. It's super deep. Hey, that's what's going on, man. The Evolution just subscribed to Scrap House Boxing, man. That's what's up, man. Thank you, sir. Hey, man, and check out his videos, man. Thumb them up, man. Even if you go, you see it, check his video out, man. Give it a listen. Give him a thumbs up, man. Encourage him to continue to do this, to continue to document this stuff, man, for real. So he can continue to document this stuff, because a lot of this stuff, like some things that people don't know, man. There's this boxer named Tiger Flowers. Tiger Flowers, I do believe, was the first black middleweight champion. I'm pretty sure it was the middleweight champion, man. I think he fought Harry Grebs. Man, there's literally like very little information on him, man. There's no footage on him, right? Not a lot of people know about his story. It's, you know, and it shouldn't go there. I mean, those type of cats, and they need that. They need their memory. They need to be celebrated, and also to give people context about what's going on in boxing today. You learn a lot about what's going to happen in the future and what's going on in the present from what happened in the past. And we need those type of historians to feel encouraged, man, because, you know, oh yeah, absolutely. Retro said, leave him a comment too. Absolutely, man, and put some comments on there, man. Get the good conversations going on over there, man. Yes, sir. Harold Jones of Flowers was from Atlanta. Absolutely. I think they called him the Georgia preacher, so I can't remember what it was. Something like that too. Fanan, do your clients have to be local? If you're not in a certain state, then I can give you business advice and I can give you some general guidance. But I like to stay away from states where I don't know the specifics of their laws. But no, they're not at all, man. If you want to understand, if you're trying to negotiate a deal, you're trying to make sure that you're protected, and also that you can really, you know, you can get in and out of it the right way and know how to think about it. I consult with people all the time on it, man. And honestly, man, you send me something I don't have, you know, for cats that come through the LDBC, I don't charge it for that, man. You know, I don't charge. If there's something you're trying to understand or there's something you're trying to do, you know, I can get you focused on the things you need to think about. And from there, man, you can always go off and, you know, deal with you can deal with it yourself, or you can hire somebody that's local to that area to help you out with it. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's what I would say. The Georgia Deacon, that's what it is, Mitchell Shanks. Yes, sir. The Georgia Deacon. Thank you. Mr. What's going on, Mr. Finisher? He said, I'm not wasting my time watching Broner. Hey, I wish I could tell it. I wish I could say that truthfully. I'm gonna waste my time, dog. Scrapbook boxing, yes, sir. Dale McCrae said, knowledge is power, and your history, and know your history, or you're doomed to repeat it. Absolutely, man. And you can listen to what other people say, man, and learn from the experience of other people, man. It's good, man. Oh, man, Harold Jones said Flowers Mansion used to sit on the corner of Simpson Road and Tiger Flowers Drive. It's now a fire station. Well, hey, man, it was around for a long time. It's good that the people, at least, yeah, he had a mansion. He was living good, huh? Salute to my brother, Curtis Anderson. Is Curtis Anderson in the building? What's good, Curtis? Marlon So Icy Sims. Support my man, Marlon So Icy Sims. Subscribe to him as well, man. That's a young boxer, man, putting in his work, man. We got to try to encourage this dude. Keep on the grind, man. He's the future history of boxing. There you go. Fernand, do you think Jacobs is going to the zone? Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't. Seems almost like predetermined at this point. Rico Clardy, you got a basketball and or football team. Everything I ride with is Chicago, dog. Everything I ride with is Chicago. Except for the Cubs. I don't ride with the Cubs. But every Chicago team, that's me right there, dude. I roll with the Bulls. I ride with the Bears. I ride with the Sox. I hate hockey, but I'll even ride with the Whites. I'll even ride with the Hawks. Oh, can I believe I'm forgetting the Blackhawks? God dog. I even ride with the Blackhawks, dude. I don't mess with the Cubs, dog. I ride exactly King Diesel. I ride with the Southsiders. Can't wait for Fury against Wilder. Yes, sir. That's going to be, man, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, salute to you as well, Rico Clardy. Yeah, the Blackhawks, man. I can't believe I said that. But that's why I tell you, I couldn't give a fat rat about hockey. And you know what Chicago is? You know why I don't mess with the Cubs. And why I really don't mess with the Hawks. I don't mess with the Blackhawks either. We got issues in Chicago, man. I did not like when the Sox won the World Series. I did not like how them cats up north were acting about the Cubs, showing no love out of pure jealousy. But they got theirs, so you know it's what it is. You know. DC, I hope Canelo. Let me go back here, man. Man, what is it? DC said, I hope Canelo defends against credible opponents at 160. Don't hold your breath, man. Now I know that Eddie Hearn is going to try to manipulate the situation to try to get him to do that, but I don't think that's popping off, man. I don't think it. I'll see if it happens. It happens, but my bet is no. Hey, Fanon, what's going on, my man? Kello, OTG. Hey, Fanon, what's going on in the LDBC? Wait, right now it's a conversation. I'm sure some people are in bed sleeping. Other people might be trying to crank out some videos. King Diddle said, right, Cubs are, you know it. You know what's going on. You know what's going on. That's why I don't mess with the Cubs, dude. That's why I don't mess with the Cubs. I don't mess with the Blackhawks. I don't mess with them dudes. I don't mess with them dudes at all. I ride with them cats on the south side. I ride with the Bears, and I ride with the West Siders. Because I don't mess with any. There you go. I don't mess with any sports on the north side of Chicago. The Bears, the Bulls are on the west side. The White Sox are on the south side, and the Sox. I mean, the Bears are on the south side, near south side, and the Sox are on the south side. I don't mess with anybody up north. I don't do it. Avid boxing fan. I hope he unifies. Yeah, I don't see it happening, man. I'm just gonna be real, man. I don't see that shit happening at all. At all. I see Eddie Hearn pushing for it to happen, though. See, if there's gonna be unification at 100, now this is gonna sound crazy, man. If there's gonna be unification at 140 pounds, 160 pounds, it's gonna be because Eddie Hearn pushes for it. If Eddie Hearn ain't really pushing for it hard, it ain't gonna happen. Because Canelo isn't with him. And that's two of the belts that's not with him. And I know that he's going to want Daniel Jacobs and Demetrius Andre to get a shot at Canelo. It's in his self-interest. And you really can get unification in the zone. You can get at this point now, after last night, you can get unification at 160 out on the zone. If they push for that fight to happen, that's the best thing that could happen in the zone is if they push that to happen. But Canelo ran up to 168 to fight Rocky Fielding. But I would favor Canelo. I favor Canelo over Daniel Jacobs. Just to be clear about it, I do. I don't know so much. And Demetrius Andre, I think the more realistic fight would be Demetrius Andre versus Daniel Jacobs. I think that'd probably be the most realistic one to happen, and try to get some. I just saw this thing. I just cleared in my eye. Forgive me. Jamal Wright said, I was on Dude's live stream last night. It's a lot of fraudulent in the LDBC channels acting like they down, but go to other channels and talk shit, ain't calling no names. Teron Harris. Hey, man, look, dude, what's going on, Ronald Gomez? Let me tell you, man. It's my thought on this. Whatever. If you're watching the videos and you add in conversations in the comment section, that's what's up. Good, and that's good enough for me. You add into the conversation in boxing. You know, there's a lot of phonies in the world, man. You know, and it's not going to change. There's a lot of phonies in the world. And honestly, man, it's really hard not to be a phony. I mean, it takes concerted effort not to be a fraud. Because being a fraud, you get along a lot easier, you know? You can always make somebody happy. Right? You can say something, not offend somebody. Somebody always like you. If I go over to I've seen dudes, and I don't really go to people's live streams that I don't know personally now. Other people do that, but I mean, I don't have to. You know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of respect for a lot of channels, man, that don't really don't, you know, claim LDBC, or because I always see it as a community, you know. I mean, how other people might see it as a little bit differently. I see it as a community. So, but I have a bunch of people that I can talk to every day about boxing, so I don't need to go anywhere else, you know. But if I wanted to be on, you know, somebody else's stream and if I wanted them to get them to, say my name or hear my name on their stream, then, or say something that they like so they can repeat and agree with me, that's easier to do that way, man. Akeem the Great. Good. Hey, man, I don't have issues with cats being honest, man. Just call people on the phone if you can call them on the phone. You know what I mean? That's all I would say. Call people on the phone if you got issues with it. You know what I mean? What's going on, Blue Blood Sports TV? You got issues with people? Just call them. It's not that hard to call them. You know what I mean? And you benefit. It's kind of tough, man, when you benefit from something and then kind of flip. But it's whatever it is. Best fight, the best boxing, man. That's my dude. Fanon, did you hear one time Poo Poo has a one time Poo Poo has a hurt shoulder like Harold Melvin in the Blue Nose Bad? No, did you for real? Keith Thurman has a hurt shoulder now. He just needs to be stripped. If you're talking about Keith Thurman needs to be stripped, there's no reason for him to have that belt, man. Straight up. And you know what's going to happen with that belt, right? What's going to happen is Manny Pacquiao is going to be the WBA super champion. This fight, if I was Al Heyman, that's what I would do. I'd be like, you know what? Let's try to get Keith Thurman stripped and do what they did with Gervonta Davis versus Jesus Cuellar and have the WBA fight, that regular title actually be for the super title, and then move Keith Thurman up to emeritus, because this point in time, dude if he hurt his shoulder, it would have been 2 years since he defended his belt, and there's no reason for a guy to be absent for 2 years and still have a belt, dude. That's completely, utterly unacceptable, man. That's completely and utterly unacceptable. So more than likely, Manny Pacquiao is going to be the WBA super champion. And if Adrian Broner wins that, beats him, then Adrian Broner will be the super champion. And then they'll fight Floyd, and then Floyd will be the super champion. And then Floyd will do whatever, man. Let Errol face Pac for that title. That's what I'm telling you, man. Look, now you saying that, J-Rock? Cornelius Littlejohn said, leave him alone. Dude, 2 years? I could be the biggest fan of you in the world, man. 2 years? You shouldn't be able to hold a belt. You shouldn't be able to hold a belt for 2 years. And you shouldn't be able to hold a belt for 2 years and not defend it. Sorry. You need to be stripped. If you can't, or elevated in whatever type of mechanism they have to move your ass out the way so we can get a WBA super champion. There's like 2 years since the WBA had a welterweight championship fight. It's ludicrous, man. It's absolutely ludicrous. You know what I mean? Sports Guy 17 said, morning fam, enjoy the morning stream. I'm still amped from Jacob's fight last night. Keep doing the do. That's what's up, man. Hey, and congratulations to Danny Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs, I know you got supporters. I listen to the channel, dude. Congratulations to you, man. Keep grinding. Keep grinding, man. That dude can fight, man. I've always liked Daniel Jacobs. We all got cats we might like a little more than other people, man, but I got a lot of respect for that dude. Carries himself like a professional. He's a credit to his community. He's a credit to his family. And I mean, I like that dude. I liked how that dude carries himself a lot. And I don't think he's afraid of anybody, man. You let Daniel Jacobs get them belts, I think Daniel Jacobs will defend them belts. I don't think he's going to be hiding behind anything. For now, Blue Blood Sports TV, that dude Alberto Machado is the goods. Yeah, I liked him, man. Now he fought a little dude. He fought it. That's a big dude, man. That's a big dude. He should be the WBA super champ, in my opinion, because when he beat Corrales, who honestly, man, funny thing is, Corrales, I thought, got a gift in that stoppage against Robin Hood. What's Robin Hood's name, man? I always think Robin Hood. Robin Hood is the dude that knocked out Yuriorkis Gamboa, Robinson Castellano. That's his name, Robinson Castellano. And then Giselle, however you pronounce it, Corrales beat him while he was getting hurt. But they stopped it because of a cut And I ain't seen Robinson Castellano get another shot against somebody since then. But then Machado beats him, but they don't give him because he missed Grizel Corrales missed the weight. Machado fought for the regular title, but I could have sworn for a while that he was actually fighting for the super title. And then Gervonta Davis fights for the super title against Jose Cuellar. But, dude is a good fighter, man. Dude's a good fighter. No doubt about it. And congratulations to him on his win. It's just that WBA, the 130-pound WBA title, that's funny to me, man. Afro Player said Regis is the diamond champ, whatever that means. It means that he's ranked. That's all that means. Is ranked, and he got to pay an extra fee for that belt. And they get to publicize the WBC and make sure whenever their contenders get in the ring that they're holding something that looks like that they're holding something that says the WBC. It's like those belts are just like it's like a marketing mechanism for the commission. So in short, it don't mean squat. And WBC's word a lot of times don't mean squat because they were supposed to have fought Jose Ramirez. And I think Jose talk about overrated dudes, man. Jose Ramirez is not all that to me, but we'll see. Best fight the best says Machado versus Tank needs to happen. Yeah, that'd be a good fight. I'd like to see it. I favor Gervonta Davis over him, but I'd like to see it. Mr. Finisher 11 said, "Don't judge Danny because he didn't get the KO last night. That was a real dude." Yeah, man. I mean, it was a good fight, man. Oh, Lawrence Williams said Robinson Castellano got a shot last month in Russia, but he didn't. But he got stopped in 2. Oh, thanks for letting me know, man. I didn't know he fought. That's unfortunate, man. Robinson Castellano was not the most sound fighter in the world, man. But that dude comes to fight, man. I like Robinson. I like Robin Hood, man. DAZN Prograis main event. That was a good fight. It was a good fight, man. But dude ran from him a lot, man. That dude didn't want to. Not ran. He just wouldn't do. He fought. What's his name? Terry Flanagan fought like Jesse Vargas fought. Jesse Vargas fought Thomas Delorme. Didn't want to do anything but counterpunch, man. Kept his hands at home in a high guard until Prograis threw a punch, but if Prograis didn't move towards him or didn't throw a punch, nothing happened for 3/4 of the fight. So it's like it's almost like dude fought not to get knocked out, man. I'm not a big fan of that style of fighter. Like Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a counter puncher. Like he'll counter punch, but if you're not doing anything, Floyd Mayweather Jr. he'll press the action. If you're not doing anything, if you keeping your hands at home, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is going to hit you. He's going to jab you to the stomach. He's going to do something while you're not doing anything. When you don't want to fight, he's fighting. When you want to fight, he'll move out of the way. He'll just keep you from doing whatever you wanted to do. And like Terry Flanagan and Jesse Vargas is like one half of that equation, which is why Jesse Vargas got that was it a draw? That's why he got 2 draws in a row. That dude need to fight, man. I'm not a big fan of dude. Yeah, it was survival mode. Exactly. He's like he's not going to do anything, dude. Yeah, he didn't exactly blue blood. He didn't want to engage at all. And I didn't enjoy it, man. I was like, I'm giving this dude you're losing every round doing that, man. You're in his hometown. Come on, man. Just try to fight, dude. Try to do something, man. But it is what it is, Let me back up. Jamal Wright said, "Did I miss something, man? I want to make sure I thought I saw a super chat come through." Yo, sports guy, yeah, man. Much love in the super chat. Yes, sir. I'll keep doing it, man. I keep doing it. We keep talking boxing in the morning. We talk it. You know how it rolls. You know how we do. I love talking boxing, man, and it's so nice to have a community of people that you can talk about boxing on a regular period, man, and a regular on a regular basis. And every once in a while, I got some of you guys' questions in there earlier. I will address it because I'm not hey, man, I ain't going to hide from certain stuff, man. Look, I'm not a big fan of, I got issues with people. Like I said, sometimes, like people that make channels and have issues with other people or content providers. Let me give you my 2 cents, dude, because I think that I try to be as mature as I can. And it's hard sometimes, because you don't necessarily, if you are a fan of somebody's channel, you will criticize somebody that you're a fan of too. Like I've got a fans like my man Retro Boxing. I don't agree with Retro Boxing on him dogging out Errol Spence. But doggone it, man, he's killing Errol Spence, man. But hey, man, I don't necessarily like that. I don't like it because I don't agree with his point on that particular issue. You know what I mean? But that's something different than like trying to tear down Retro's personality, trying to tear down his his intentions. You know what I mean? I don't have an issue with Retro's intentions. And see, like when you hear people come to my channel, this is like I'll go in my comment section. I don't know, and I'm not saying this. I'm just saying this is my experience. I have as much interaction. I have as much interaction in my comment section as anybody else does. I spend probably more time doing anything on my channel. The thing that I spend the most time on is going through comment sections and talking to people in the comment sections, right? But the one thing that I don't like and I block people for is doubting my intentions. As if I don't really believe, it's like I don't believe what I'm saying. I believe what I'm saying. Right? And I do love boxing. And I have been a boxing fan for decades. And I do wish the best for these fighters. But your opinion disagree. You don't have the same opinion that I have. And it's a difference from saying that I don't agree with your opinion versus I don't believe your intentions. You know what I mean? So like with somebody like that's why I like with scrapbook boxing. What's good? The Shy. My dude, what's good, man? Glad to see you back, man. Matt Wade, what's good, man? Much love in the super chat, Matt Wade. Much love, Justin March. So here's my thing. Harold Trim said, Fanon, did you see catch Big Titty Miller presser? How can fighting to nobody get him an AJ or Wilder fight? Hey, dude, fighting to nobody, if he gets hurt, he'll get the fight. He's going to get a fight, man. Big Baby's going to get a fight, man. But let me get on this point, man. I just want to get on this, man. Look, man, my opinion is my opinion, but that doesn't mean that I'm being dishonest or I'm trying to con you. I'm not being stupid. And I'll tell people in the world, that's why with scrapbook boxing, that's why I'm saying, like, I'm going to use scrapbook boxing for an example. Scrapbook boxing is a hardcore boxing fan. I mean, a hardcore. When you can hear somebody get excited about Harry Gribb, and you can hear the excitement and the awe that scrapbook boxing has for a fighter that hadn't been alive in the last 40 years. And go through all of his fights, man, just reading the record and get excited about it. That is a dude who I can't, what's Scrapbook's fame? He's like, oh, amazing. It's amazing. Oh, man, look at this record. Look at who he's fought, man. Look at how many Hall of Famers are on this guy's record. That dude, that's what that dude does, man. But that's not going to get as many views as if you say something like, Adrian Broner, just took a piss on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s Maserati, right? Breaking. I know my man Blue Blood puts breaking news in his videos, so I want to be clear. But hey, big announcement! Adrian Broner takes a piss on on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s Maserati. You know what I mean? It breaks his window. That's going to get a lot of views. A lot of people are going to be like, what? What happened? What happened? Right? So you'll get subscribers, you'll get people that listen to you. That is a good way to bring people into the boxing conversation. It is. You know, you might not like it, but it is. Those type of conversations are people that get people talking about boxing. And when you talk about boxing, you talk about Floyd, you can go like, oh, we'll talk about Floyd now. We'll talk about Broner. Well, Floyd didn't fight anybody. Well, what do you mean? He fought Gennaro Hernandez. Do you not know who Gennaro Hernandez? Who's Gennaro Hernandez? And they got to go to BoxRec and look up who Gennaro Hernandez is and, you know, go through that type of, and all the fighters, all of that stuff, right? That's a lead into the boxing conversation. I don't have an issue with a cat that will do some type of deal like that because his intentions are to share news with you. It's clear what he's doing, right? If you don't like, but it will enter people into a boxing conversation where you can actually get to know who scrapbook boxing is. You can get to know who Curtis Anderson is. You can listen to these guys that talk about the history of boxing, you know? I mean, it's a really very well-rounded community of boxing conversations, you know, and you have some people that do both very well. Retro just happens to be somebody that does both very, very well. He can talk about the updated, the what's going on in boxing right now, and then he can talk about what happened before. And he also has a very well-defined system of values with boxing, which is I want to see like best fight the best, best fight the best says. I want to see the best fight the best. And the only way I know if you're the best is if you have an undisputed champion. I don't really even care about unification, like 2-belt unifications. I care about that. You know, and it really creates a good environment for people who love boxing to talk about boxing. You know what I mean? So if somebody wants to share personal stories about what's going on in their life, about barbecue and about, man, how not to get your wig split. You know what I'm saying? Like what you don't do. I mean, like that shit is just, to me, that is what makes the community so much fun because I can listen to things that I've never heard before. You know what I mean? Yeah, Rich Jones. Yeah, man, we put in the work, man. That ain't even work. This is just pleasure for me. Finisher, so true. And personally, I will not support Wilder. Breaking news: Tyron Lue is about to get fired from the Cavs. Is that breaking? I could have told you as soon as LeBron left, that dude was going to get fired. Floyd, a female beater scumbag. I don't know. Maybe he's reformed. You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, subscribe to KQKC Boxing, man. We're going to do a collaboration pretty soon. Floyd ain't bitch made, dude. I don't believe that. But, hey, man, it is what it is, man. Facts, Fanon. That's why I'm LDBC, because of the variety. Yeah, and appreciate the variety. You know? I think certain dudes got very good. I mean, they're good, very good at some things, man. But I've almost ran into nobody that's good at everything, dude. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is good at everything. And I mean it. Nobody is good at everything, man. Nobody. And I can tell you the one thing that ain't nobody, but I don't know anybody that is. I think, honestly, man, I think that Fred is pretty good with this. Fred from Barbershop Conversations is pretty good with it. That's, really is the business side of boxing. Because boxing there is a business around the sport of boxing, And I think Fred is pretty good with it. I've heard people talk about like a certain aspect of it, and I hold my breath a lot of times. I mean, a lot. Really? Why would you even unhide that dude? LDBC, a bunch of brain dead, uneducated mongs. Friend, I bet you money that I got more degrees in my house than the last 3 generations of people in your family. Fuck boy. See that over there? That's a PhD. That's a PhD. Or is that a master's? Oh, that might be a BA. I'm not sure. Stupid fuck. Get out of here, man. Uneducated. Everybody's educated, dummy. Everybody's educated, man. It was an accident. Yeah, undoing him. Yeah, get rid of him, man. This is like uneducated, man. Everybody's educated, dude. Everybody's educated. If you 50 years old, what's 50 times 365, dog? 3,650 divided by 2. All right. Divide the 3,650 divided by 2. That's how many days cats have been alive, dude. And then divide that by 24. And you've been learning stuff every day of your life, man. I'm drinking coffee, Quentin. I'm drinking coffee, man. To justify, just to throw him out again. Oh, he said throw his ass out 4-5 times, dog. As if you guys are very well, formally educated. Come on, man. I've heard some of you dudes say some shit that I know you're not. Okay? Not think you're not. I know you're not. Harold Trim for 9. When are you going to do our barbecue video? 78 World Breaker Fighting, Southside 101 and Junior I think you can outcook them all. No, I don't do them, man. I got a brother-in-law, man. He does the barbecuing for me. I don't even eat barbecue unless it's his. That shit is terrible. I mean, compared to his, man, I ain't tasting any good stuff. It's just like, damn. It's just like cake. It's like meat cake. Did you see Tim Smith's interview for 9? No, not yet. I've heard about it. Fanon is more intelligent than I will ever be. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. You're a pretty bright guy, PK Boxing MMA. But I ain't no dummy. Thank you very much. And see, this is what cats you'll never hear from cats. You rarely meet somebody that's got a shitload of degrees. They never talk about somebody being uneducated. Because you know what the deal is. You know what the deal is. You'll sit there and you'll realize, like, God dog, I'm sitting there listening to Black Fight Fan TV talk, and I've not had any of the experiences that he's had. And that takes something, that takes somebody that takes a very strong personality and a committed will to experience what he's experienced and to be where he is and to take a walk in his shoes, man. That shit, dude, I love listening to that dude talk, man. But don't be hating on the dude because him and 78 Sports TV get fucking $5,000 in a live stream. Fuck out of here. I'm not stupid, dog. I sit there and I will do live streams. I'm just like, ain't no fucking difference. I sit there and watch live streams with 78 Sports TV, and I'm watching Black Fight Fan TV, and I see 600 people in his live stream. I see it. And I'm a human being, and I'm like, damn, why don't I have 600 people in my live stream? Why is this guy in his live stream, but he's not in my live stream? I mean, why? There's literally 100 people in the LDBC, cats that are, say, LDBC, that I see in that live stream that I've never seen on my channel. And I think to myself, shit, why aren't they on my channel? Why aren't they on my channel? I'd like for them to be on my channel. I mean, it's a natural feeling. Then I think into my mind and I say, you know what? Because 78 Sports TV they like 78 Sports TV more than they like you. That's the answer. The reason why there's 600 people in his live stream and only 200 in mine is because there's more people that like their live stream than like mine. It's tough. That's a tough thing to accept, but it's the truth. 78 Black Fight Fan TV is very, very good in that show. And you might not like what he says or how he says it, but God dog, man, The dude is fucking good at what he does. And there's no denying it. 78 Sports TV is damn good at what he does. And there's no denying it. Sit back and listen to the cats. And if you're trying to be better at what you do, figure out like what the fuck are you really, really good at and do that. You know what I mean? It's tough sometimes, man. And shoot, like I usually like, you know, you to do, like I'll sit up there and like, you know what, dang. I'm gonna tell you a story. Okay. I used to hang out with my boy. My boy's name is Johnny. All right. Now, like I tell a lot of people, dude, I was a very arrogant young dude. I used to think that I should get all the women, all of that stuff, right? And I'll hang out with my boy Johnny, and every single damn time the girl liked him. Didn't like me. And I was like, God, liked him more than they liked me. So I would be like, I asked my mom one day, because I was like, man, what's going on? You know, if that's what I would think. I was like, man, is it my clothes? He wears cologne, I don't wear cologne. You know, what is it? So I asked my mother one day, and I asked Johnny. Johnny's like, I'm better looking than you. He just said shit. It's like, I'm better looking than you, dude. Just, you know, it is what it is. They like me. They don't like you. And I was like, you know, talking shit. I was like, I asked my mother, and my mother's like, is Johnny better looking than me? And my mother was like, you got a good personality, son. But that's pretty Johnny. She's like, I don't know, Johnny's better looking than you. That you're just gonna run into that. That's what it is. Hey man, and dude, I can't do facial reconstructive surgery, dude. The dude was better looking than me. It's what it is. So figure out how I can get a girl, and more than likely it's, hey man, I gotta learn to talk, I gotta do something. And I lucked out. You know, as a result, I got one that's a star. My wife's a star. So I made out. But hating on Johnny wasn't going to get me anywhere. Or just like, just stewing over that dog. You know what I mean? Sounds like a great friend I got, Bruce. We always competed for girls. Yeah, man. My boy didn't compete, though. I don't know if your boy competed, but I didn't compete. There was no competition. There wasn't no competition. I wish I could say I competed. It wasn't no competition. He's just one of them, you know. First of all, the dude was from the Ickies. Go up in the Ickies projects, right? Moved out to where I was from. Dude, first of all, he had a mouthpiece on him. He had game. He had like 4-inch dimples in his chin. He was like the color of a chocolate bar, and had shit. Chicks just liked him. It is what it is, man. What can I do? You know what I mean? It's like some dude 7 feet tall. I can't play in the post. You're 7 feet tall. You're too damn tall. So just it is what it is, man. Don't hate on, I'm not saying don't hate, man. Just come on, man. The reason why they're doing well is not because they're conning somebody. People know what they're talking about. People want to hear that. People want to talk about that, you know? KQKC, the Ickies in Chicago. Yeah, he's from the Ickies. He grew up in the Ickies. Yep. Alexander Wilson said, I think Pacquiao will walk through Broner. Broner's feet are too slow for Pac. Also, when Broner has Broner had a memorable win versus Paul Malignaggi in 2013. Yeah. Afro player said, if Fanon keeps 100, I try to. If somebody's doing better than you, then dude, maybe they're better than you. It's something that like people miss. You know what I mean? Like, why is he doing better than me? Why can't I beat this guy? He's better than you. So you either figure out how to get better or accept it. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is, you know? Either get better or accept it. And see, certain people get frustrated. Like there's guys I know that bought a lot of subscribers because they tried to separate themselves from 78 Sports TV by the numbers that you see on the screen. But when it comes down, when the proof is in the pudding, you can see it. Those live streams said it all. It said it all clear, man. It said it all clear. But hey, man, much love in the super chat, Alexander Wilson. Appreciate you, man. It said it all. It said it all real. Sports Guy 17. Your thoughts on Jacobs, Canelo, Charlo prediction? I got Canelo beating. I got Charlo beating both of them. I think Canelo beats Jacobs, and I think Charlo would have a harder time against Jacobs than he would against Canelo. Now, it might sound funny, but I'm just looking at the styles of the fight. I think that I think Jermall Charlo would have an easier time with Canelo than he would with Jacobs. But I think Charlo beats Jacobs. And I think Canelo beats Jacobs. Is there any other matchup between the three of those? I think Canelo beats Jacobs. I think if Charlo would lose to either one of the two, it would be against Jacobs. And Canelo Charlo, I think Charlo beats Canelo. I think, yeah, and I think Charlo would have an easier time with Canelo than he would Jacobs because of the length and because he might not have been on his mind for so long. He's been chasing after Charlo for Canelo for so long that I'm sure he has right in his mind's eye what he wants to do with Canelo. And I think that comes into play. You know what I mean? FOG Boxing Talk Plus says salute to Fanon in the chat. Yes, sir. I said, big bro, you always put it in great perspective. That's what it is. Hey, man, I appreciate you saying that, Retro. But that's the truth. Okay? And I'm going to get to it. That super chat shit tells you. It tells you something. When cats are willing to consistently, first of all, everybody knows that people are in there. They want, you're not putting up videos on YouTube knowing, and you're part of the YouTube partner program. You didn't do all that work not trying to get people to watch your videos, okay? You're here to get people to watch your videos, okay? Everybody that does a video, puts a video up, is seeking attention. That's just a fact. They're seeking attention. Otherwise, why in the hell would you have a channel to begin with? Right? So I know I want to see people. I want people to watch my channel. I'm not making it up. I mean, and if I would tell you that I don't, I'd be lying. Because, dude, if I didn't care if people watch my channel, why would I have a channel? I could literally talk to myself in a mirror and do that, and I would never get any type of I wouldn't get any funky comments back. Right? I'm just telling you what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it to raise money. I give money to youth sports programs, and I give money to people who are on these who have channels. Right? I'll go to somebody's channel. I'll donate money that was given on my channel. I will give it to another smaller channel that's gotten on the YouTube partner program. And people have to watch my video. I need super chats to do that. You know what I mean? To make it constructive, right? Where it's not me taking money out of my personal bank account or taking money away from a date with my wife or away from a car note or away from saving money for my son to go to college. You know what I mean? So that's why I do it. So people that act like they don't do it for that reason, they're liars. Like everybody that's making these videos about cats in the LDBC and putting their voice in videos and all that stuff. And no, dog, ain't where there's smoke, there's fire. When there's people that want attention, they're going to go and they're going to attack people who people know. If you don't think somebody knows me, you're not going to mention my name. That's why you do it. They're doing it for attention. But if somebody gets more attention than you do, think about it for a second. They might be smarter than you. They might be better than you. And if they are, either get better or accept it and just roll with it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to beat Lawrence Williams in a fact check contest, for example. Shout out to Lawrence Williams. I'm not going to do it. He gets on my fucking nerves sometimes. You do. Because God dog it, I'm like, shit. All right, I just said Robinson Castellano ain't fought, and here he comes. Yes, he did. He just got beaten, knocked out in the second round by a Russian. Okay? You're wrong, Fanon. Fuck. Here comes Lawrence Williams again. But I'm not, every time I'm doing a little competition with Lawrence Williams, trying to beat him, Lawrence Williams is beating me. He's better. Damn. So either I need to go and just read, I need to go through BoxRec for 10 hours a day, every day, for every fight that's taken place in the last 100 years, or I'm just going to have to fess up that the dude is quicker than I am. I opt to say he's quicker than me. You know what I mean? Because I don't have the time to do that, man. And even if I did have the time, I might not be good enough to do that. That dude is good with that shit. Same thing with 78 Sports TV and Black Fight Fan TV. I cannot talk about life in the streets, dog. I can't do it. I don't know it. I don't know it. And here's another thing. You're not going to have a conversation with me about an agreement. Okay, you're never going to win that argument with me. You are a fucking idiot if you try to talk to me about it. And I'll tell cats that all fucking day and long. You cannot talk to me about an agreement in a negotiation. You're going to lose that. You don't have the experience that I have. You're not as good at that as I am. I make my living doing that. I have to know how to do that. So when we start talking about shit like that, just shut up. Go hire somebody to come talk to me. Go pay somebody $250 an hour and bring them on your show and interview them. But until you do that with me, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Period. You got these cats talking about that $50 million wasn't real, what wasn't real, and what you have to do for this. Shut up. Okay? Cussing and insulting somebody in the middle of saying something stupid doesn't make your shit any less stupid. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you're talking about. But cats do that shit all the time. I listen to it. I'm like, you have a bunch of sycophants or people that want to believe them listening to it. I'm listening to what Eddie Hearn said. Eddie Hearn said, he said that there should be no, if Gervonta Davis was fighting in the UK and his promoter had him signed to a network, there's nothing in the UK that would prevent another Gervonta Davis from not fighting on that network and fighting on another network. There's nothing in the UK law that prevents them from doing that. Assuming that Eddie Hearn is telling the truth, which is a gigantic fucking assumption, by the way. He could tell me the sun is hot, dog, for real. I'm sticking my hand up and feeling the temperature. But if he's telling the truth, then everything you guys keep saying about Deontay Wilder's $50 million offers because it had BT Sports involved, all of that is irrelevant then, because Eddie Hearn himself said that that's not the case in the UK. Anyway, you're not very good at that. And I'll talk to you, the bozos that keep coming and making videos about me. You're not very good at it. Shut up. Okay? You're not very good at it. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know when an offer is made and whether that offer is binding. You do not know whether or not you could be held responsible or held, whether or not if you breach a verbal contract, whether or not that is actually a valid contract or not. You do not know. You don't know the answer to it. You could look that shit up and you could read a fucking book on it and you still wouldn't understand it. You don't understand what a contract is. If you don't know what one really is, what it is, then you're not going to be able to have a conversation about it. And I'm listening to you and understand right now you don't know that. Just like a boxer, if I stand up there and I throw 3 punches, somebody's going to be like, dude, you don't know how to box, do you? I can watch it. My daughter can watch somebody play tennis and 3 balls in, she'll be like, nah. You want to play? Nah. That's not going to be any fun for me. You're going to lose. You don't know what, you don't split step. I'll just hit the ball in that direction. I'll hit one direct ball that way, and then I'll hit one ball that way, you'll be done. I don't want to negotiate with you. Because if I negotiate with you, I'm going to wrap your ass up like a fucking mummy. You will never get out of that fucking contract you will never get out that bitch. You will have to spend $500 an hour to get out that bitch. I just saved the dude and yes, I'm talking about that fuck boy. You know what I'm talking about. Let me tell you what I literally did the other day for free. There's a guy in Texas that has a trucking company. He owns 60 trucks. He asked me to look at something because somebody wanted to use his 60 trucks to move material off of oil fields in Texas, because oil's a big business in Texas. I read his agreement, and it took me about 15 minutes to save that dude $800,000. 15 minutes to save him $800,000 because I said, don't do that. Ask for this. And then I took one word out of a sentence, defend. Take that out. Every time you see this word, tell them to take that out. And I know that they're not dealing with their lawyers. They're dealing with their contract management people, and they're dealing with their salesmen. So now this dude who had a contract that is literally bringing this dude $100,000 a week, if he wants to get out of it, He can take that same work and go to another company and not have to pay $800,000 less than he would have if he had left one sentence in that agreement. And I changed words from may to shall. And now this dude literally can hold these dudes responsible if they fuck over his trucks. When if they didn't, the way it was written, they could do whatever they wanted. They could fire his people. They could run his whole business into the fucking ground. And it took me about 15 minutes to do it. But that's because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, which is why you got to insult people in the middle of it. Moron. $50 million wasn't real. Where is all this talk about 50? Where is Canelo Alvarez's proof of funds from DAZN? Did you hear anything in these reports about DAZN giving Canelo Alvarez proof of funds? I've never even heard of it. So honestly, I've never even heard of shit like that. How often have you ever heard that? Did you hear of Floyd Mayweather Jr. asking for proof of funds from Showtime? But all of a sudden, Al Heyman, who did a $500 million fight 4 months before that, doesn't know where the money's coming from. Whatever, man. Yeah, that dude's a fucking moron, dude. Seriously a moron, dude. I've listened to that dude. I listened to that dude talk about Deontay Wilder as if Deontay Wilder didn't know how to box. Talking about Deontay Wilder not knowing how to box. This dude is an Olympic bronze medalist. He's an eight-time defending. He's an eight-time. He'll be defending the WBC heavyweight championship for the 8th consecutive time. And he don't know how to box? Are you a fucking moron? Are you a moron? How in the world could you possibly think this dude does? How would you expect that you think you're going to get me to believe the dude can't fight? It's like me saying Anthony Joshua can't fight. How can I say Anthony Joshua can't fight? The dude is an Olympic gold medalist. He's won 3 major championship belts. He's an undefeated fighter. He can fight. I might not like the fact that he didn't take the fight, but the dude can fight. Cracking jokes. Who am I to say that Anthony Joshua can't fight? If Anthony Joshua sits down with me and starts talking about how you box, what a use of a jab is, and how you move, I'm not going to talk to him. Like, what can I do? That's accomplished more. Much more. Just get a dude his respect. But what they're doing is they're just trying to, they know people want to laugh and watch videos about Deontay Wilder. He was a fucking joke, man. And don't talk about contracts. Jesus Christ, shut up. I mean, that shit is like, I don't even understand how sometimes people can even get sentences out of their mouths. To me, because I'm like, first of all, dude, an offer is not a contract, dude. An offer is an offer. It's an element in a contract. It's one of the things you have to prove. Was there an offer? Was there acceptance? Was there consideration? And was there any damages? So you can have an offer. Do you know what an offer is? I don't think you do. Do you know what acceptance is? I don't think you do. Do you know what consideration is? Definitely don't think you do understand that. And do you understand what theories of damages are and remedies? Do you? Do you realize that if nobody's lost anything, there's nothing that you can get? And then if they do get it, what are they going to ask you for? Do you know what reliance is? No. Do you know what restitution is? No. Do you know what consequential and special damages are? No, you don't. No, you don't. Do you know what punitive damages are? No, you don't. So shut up talking about them. That's what I would say. John Gotti, dude, I'm chilling, man. I'm just snapping a little bit on dummies. But everybody's got their strength, man. Everybody's got their strength. You know what I mean? But guess what? If God, who would I say? If Steven Espinoza if I'm listening to Steven Espinoza, I'm shutting up. If Steven Espinoza starts talking about contracts and whether you sign a contract and whether or not what his experience is with that, you know what I'm gonna do when Steven Espinoza starts talking? I'm gonna shut up and listen to what Steven Espinoza has to say, because Steven Espinoza, that's what Steven Espinoza does. Steven Espinoza is number one, he's a lawyer. Number two, he works specifically in the area of boxing as a general counsel for a promoter. And you think I'm going to be having long, drawn-out conversations with Steven Espinoza? No, I'm going to ask him, okay, well, what are you most concerned about? What are you most concerned about? Okay, what are the big pitfalls in these type of agreements? And when Steven Espinoza says, look, man, I've never seen a contract worse than what I saw Eddie Hearn give Deontay Wilder, dude, that says something. When he says, in all of my time as a professional, I've never seen a more one-sided, ridiculous agreement than that one, then I know perfectly well they didn't want to make that fight. When you offer a fixed fee for a contract that you with an indefinite amount of revenue, what is that? Is an indefinite? That's an indefinite. Yeah, is with an indefinite amount of revenue, which means you don't know how much money it's going to make. It can make 300 million. It can make $1 million, 100 million. It can make 500. You don't know what it's going to do. Why would you ever take a flat fee? You know how much money you're leaving on the table for that? That's like somebody telling you that, man, there's just so many situations where you don't do that, man. But I'm going to listen to what he has to say about that. That's what the dude does. BFT for 9, get him. Goodness, I wanted you to fry that thing. So he's a fucking moron. That's what you are, dude. You're a moron. A complete and utter moron. And this is why I would say moron. Because you talk about things you do not understand. And you're talking about it to people who don't understand. So they big up, ooh, but you don't know what you're talking about. And I've only listened to a couple seconds because I was like, this is a moron. This dude doesn't know. This dude does not know what he's talking about. Literally does not understand what the words coming out of his mouth. And if I would sit there and tell you that if I made a video about Floyd Mayweather Jr., man, talking about how Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s footwork and his training is bad, how can you I know the dude is listening. How can anybody ever take you serious, man? How can you take what's going on, Reggie the Tree? How can somebody ever take you seriously? You embarrass yourself to a bunch of people that don't give a shit about that dude. These dudes, a bunch of dudes 5 months later will call you every kind of monkey, every kind of savage, every type of this and that and the other damn thing, dude. Come on, man. And it's not like the dude's not doesn't have the ability to understand things. But arrogance and ignorance is a very, very vicious combination. Arrogance, ignorance, and intelligence is even a worse conversation. Because if you're highly intelligent, you tend to think that you know what you're talking about. But you're ignorant, which means you lack the knowledge. Dog. And arrogance, arrogance and ignorance, dude, you got to know when somebody knows more than you do, man. Which is why these cats keep getting shit wrong over and over and over again. Dude, this shit is it's amazing, dude. And have some respect for your own name, dude. Fuck out of here, man. You're a moron. And you know you're a moron. And I will talk to you for a second because you're a fucking moron. Moron. In my educated opinion. Anyway, what about those Don King contracts? Whoa. Lord have mercy, dude. I read Mike Tyson's contract with Don King. Wow is the only thing I can say about that. That shit was so complicated. I read it twice and I still don't understand how that dude's getting his money. You literally got to get, in order to understand how Don King was going to pay, his payments were so variable. Like they paid him in stock. Like you paid him in stock? Like they didn't even pay the dude. They didn't pay Mike Tyson in actual money. They advanced him money. And then they paid him in stocks. The value of stocks varies. It goes up and goes down. So your money might be worth this one day and be less the next day. And they can artificially inflate the value of stock. If you have to hire a fucking stockbroker to understand how you're going to get compensated for a fight, oh my God. Oh my God. There is no way. I want money. Dude, straight up. I was like, wow. Really? How about this? How about I get X percentage of the revenue that's generated and we can come up with an agreement with how you determine what net profits are. And we're talking about net profits. I want to be able to see what the costs are. And I want to be able to approve the costs. Anytime you spend something, I need to be able to see, you got to add, if it's over $5 or if it's over $15 and the total amount that you're charging me exceeds $10,000, after you spend $10,000, I want to know about everything you spend. Every dime you spend if it goes over $10,000. The second you hit $10,000 and any individual expense that's over $1,000, you have to get my written approval before you buy it. So you're not getting no $20,000 towels out on me. If you bought a towel for $20,000, that's over $1,000. You had to get written approval for that. So we can't include that in cost. That's on you. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. But he got paid in stocks. Stocks. Like, hold on. And he advanced him the money and paid him in stocks. Like a percentage of the casino's stocks. The hell no, dude. Hell no, you're not paying me in stocks. Doesn't that vary? I mean, you tell me if the interest, what if the Fed's interest change, somebody calls in your debt, that hits the news, the value of your stock, the value of your stock drops. That means the value of my money that I get paid drops, which means I thought I made $10 million, but now all of a sudden my $10 million is worth $5 million. Hell no. Keep your money. Pay me when I walk into the 1 week before the fight stops. I need my money in escrow. Okay, I need $5 million in escrow. Okay, and me and you both have to sign off on that money that's sitting in escrow. Hell no, dog. Man, I read this shit. This dude's deal. These guys literally said that they could spend whatever money they wanted to spend. Right? Any money that they want to spend, they can spend the money at any cost. It's completely up to their discretion. They are responsible for hiring people in your name, firing people in your name, but yet if they break the law, you're responsible for it, and they're not. It's wow, dude. I'm trying to tell you. Some of the things people ask people to do are just mind-boggling, man. But look, man, if you don't know what you're talking about, dumbass, fuck up out of here. Anthony Joshua makes $20 million a fight. How? He's going to get $30 million. They're not netting more than 30% on that fight, dude. They're not going to net more than 30% of it. 40% net profit. You know what net profit is? Do you know what net profit is? What's gross profit? What's net profit? What's the difference between gross profit and net profit? Huh? And what influences it? And what protection should you have in place to make sure that you actually know what net profit is or what it should be and what should be taken in consideration in that? Do you know the answer to that, son? Do you? Did they teach you that while you working at McDonald's flipping burgers? Not that I have any issue with cats flipping burgers, but usually they're not asking you to do inventory and count how much you're paying for your burgers versus how much you're selling for the burgers for. And the A is in the detail, and that's where they rip you off. Okay, you don't even know if Anthony Joshua can't even undersign his own contracts. What do you think the chances are that Anthony Joshua is sitting down after the fight's over and says to Eddie Hearn, okay, what are the costs? Okay, if we're talking about net, we're talking about I'm getting paid net. All right, what are the costs? Okay, how much was the arena? How much did you pay for that? How much did you pay for the did we have to pay for the venue to sell, for the people that had to work to sell the hot dogs and the people that had to clean up the building? How much did we actually pay for that? What specific rate did we pay for that? Hold on, what are you talking about? You paid them $500 an hour? Can I see some receipts? Yeah, okay, I understand. You're saying it's $500 an hour that you paid for this hot dog vendor. Can I see the receipts? I need an audit, man. Oh, it's not in my contract that I can audit? Oh, somebody didn't give me the ability to audit these records? Oh, okay. All right. Dog, not on my level, homeboy. Not on my level with that. Okay? And you can call me dumb. Go get a CPA, a certified public accountant, and go find your chief financial officer in the company, and I dare you to have somebody tell me that I'm wrong. Find somebody to tell me that I'm wrong about that. It don't matter how much you cop. It's what you keep. And Anthony Joshua ain't keeping $20 million out of $50 million. You're a damn fool if you think he is. And neither is Terrence Crawford keeping. I doubt Terrence Crawford is keeping $3.56 million out of that $3.56 million. How about that? I listened to what Bomac said. I was like, first trainer, second trainer, promotional company. Who's paying for that? Does that come out the $3.56 million? Or is that is that above the line or below the line? Those particular costs. And if they're costs that you're paying, who's validating what you're paying for what? Dog. Uneducated. Dog, please. Fanon, keep it up. What's going? Black Sports Northwest. What's up, Fanon? Keep talking that real talk. I'm telling you, man, sometimes these cats get on my nerves, man. When I listen when there's a reason that somebody can have $1.5 million sitting on their purse and think that that's worth more than $3 million. What is that? Why is that? But see, people just want to jump out there and say like, whoa, Adrian Broner doesn't know what he's doing. Why is that? I don't know why it is. And I'm telling you, because I don't know what their agreements are. But the way my mind works is, why would, if it says $1.5 million in your purse and somebody else's purse is $3.5 million, why would somebody want the $1.5 million instead of the $3.5 million? It's in the costs. I would assume that they're going to be in the costs. That's why there's things like, man, I'm trying to tell you, I work with financial people. Like, that's the guy that I work with on a regular basis, because I'll read the agreement and then I'll read like whatever the cost portion of it is. I'll send it to my man. My man's name is Jose. Shout out to my man Jose. And Jose will go through that shit, and Jose will be like, da 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 da. Okay, we're paying this here, we're paying that there. Okay, but our real cost is this. This is the revenue on it, but this is the cost here. But we got to pay payroll taxes on this. We got to pay this tax. We got to pay this tax, right? We'll do all that. Like, are you collecting W-9s? How about this? What if you're not even collecting W-9s and you're not paying payroll taxes on some of this shit? Oh, man, dude. Nah, not Jose Benavidez. Another Jose, my Puerto Rican cat from Chicago, from Humboldt Park. Puerto Rican cat from Humboldt Park. He's a CPA. Dude knows his numbers, man. Like, trying to tell you. All boxing promoters are Yankee. Yeah, that's why you need a manager, man. Like, you need a manager that really works for you with your money. Or you got to figure it out. There's cats that know this. Like Don King, I bet you Don King was, this is what I heard. I actually got to see the video from Leon Muhammad that said he was collecting debts. But, you know, people play, and people, when money hits the table, man, cats get real funny, dude. People get real funny about money, dude. Real funny about money. For now, what's good, yo? I'm chilling, man. Brother Teach, man, I mean, seriously, man, I don't even really listen to dudes' videos too much. I can't stomach a lot of it, man, but I mean, the thing that gets me, man, is just don't talk to me about that shit, man. Come on. Don't do it. Don't do it to me. Okay? Do it to somebody else. Don't do it to me. Because you don't know what most times you don't know what you're talking about. And most of the people that do know what they're talking about this subject aren't doing videos, dog. Period. They're not going to give you this shit for free. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, time to ante up, man. I appreciate you, man. He said, Fanon, don't ever take this video down. You just saved a lot of people generally, a lot of athletes, fighters specifically, a lot of pain. Yeah, man. I mean, I'll tell you, I ain't got any problem telling cats, man. You can always email me, and I'll let you know what I think about it. I'm not going to charge you. I ain't interested in that, man. You know what I mean? But on the real, man, don't. And it's young dudes, too. I mean, come on, man. It was 22 years. They trust these cats. They put a big wad of money on the table. You know, I got a dude, man. I work with a cat. Dude want to get me on a commission deal, man. I read the commission. I was like, God dang, what? How am I going to get paid off this? Like, you can just change up anything. I mean, you decide. Basically, it was written in a way where they are going to decide how much they pay you. And you don't even really understand that they're deciding how much money you're paying you. You know what I mean? They are going to decide. You got to understand what the costs are. And really, you want to get paid net. And see, like, dude, there's nothing. Get paid out of gross profit. Do that. You're like, okay, you know what? I want to get a percentage of gross profit. I don't care about your costs. I want a percentage. I want a percentage of gross profit. That's what I want. And here's what the calculation is. Revenue from pay-per-view, revenue from the gate, I want a percentage of that. Period. And I'll take a lower percentage of that than I would net. Because I don't want to be involved in costs. I don't have any control over costs. But if you're on the net, if you're going to get paid net, then you want control over the costs. And you want to make sure these guys don't get to spend a dime without you literally signing a piece of paper for it. Not, oh, we'll tell you how much we spent on your behalf when it's over. No. I want to see if you spend in excess of X amount, right? In excess of X amount. If you spend over $100,000, if it's all right, it's reasonable that the cost will be over $100,000. All right, just use that as an example. I'm okay with that. But any penny over that, in excess of that, I don't care if you're buying a piece of bubble gum. You've got to get written approval for me to spend it. And if you didn't get that written approval for those, it's on you. It's not a cost associated with the fight. Period. Because you didn't ask me, right? And that's the thing. It's like if somebody's going to control, if you don't have say so over what the costs are, never get paid off the net profit. Get paid off the gross. But understand that you're going to have to earn a smaller amount of money of the gross than you would a smaller percentage of the gross, because you can assume it. It's like, okay, let's negotiate, and you can work towards a 35% net. 35% net profits. That's what we're going to go off. We're going to assume that it's going to be a 35% gross. There's going to be 35% gross profit, period. That's what I get. And I don't want a flat fee, but I want to agree to a percentage that we're going to assume that we're going to make of 35%. And then I get a percentage of whatever that gross profit is. And that is incentive. It gives you an incentive to sell more tickets, to make more money, to do all of that stuff, and you get paid out of that. That's how a guy can make $3.5 million and have a guy that makes $5 million laugh at you. Because you can have $3.5 million, you can do 3.5 million, right? But you walk away with what? Say you walk away with 50% of that, right? So 3 point is what, 1.5, 1.7, right? And then from there, you got to pay whatever other crap is in there. And they get all of that, plus they get a cut of a promoter, the promotional fees, and they get a cut of something else. That could easily make a 1.5 turn into 3 and make 3 turn into 2. You know? But you have to actually see the agreements before you know whether or not that's the case, man. But I will take a guy like Jamal Charlo at his word that he's not stupid. And there's a reason why he likes getting a $1.5 million purse over getting a $2 million purse from somebody else. There's got to be a reason for that, you know, other than just blatant stupidity. Because I don't think that's the case. I don't have any reason to believe that that's the case, rather. You know what I mean? Sorry, man. I went off on one for that for a little while, man. Hey, 78 Sports TV, man. Much appreciation, man. Said, Teach, I thank you, sir. Anytime, Andy up, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take this down. This isn't something that can really get snatched, you know. Oh, Texas is no state taxes, too? Yeah, property taxes are big, from what I understand. I haven't bought yet, but you know, that's just my thing there, man. Like, look, people know there's a saying, and I can't remember who said it or what it is, like, he who does not know one thing knows another. You know what I mean? He who doesn't know one thing knows another. I could not tell you how to go about flipping a house other than basically understanding, okay, you buy a house that's worth this much, you put this much amount of money into it to repair it and do all that, and you sell it for that much, right? But there's guys like Brian Taylor that can tell somebody that doesn't have good credit, you know, how they can get their credit up in a way where they're able to get the loan to buy the house and what the percentage, you know, I probably could figure that stuff out, but I'm not going to know that as well as somebody like 78 or somebody like, you know, Fred that does that on a daily basis. I mean, I've listened to Fred say some things about the timing of it, right? Like, it's the first of the month, so I know that this is going to happen, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, right? I couldn't tell you what's going to happen, right? Though the rent's paid, so people might be trying to stall out on the rent, you know, because they'll say, I'm not going to pay it until you switch this light bulb. And I mean, I couldn't tell you any of that stuff because I don't know that. I don't know it. And I wouldn't act like I know it. You know what I mean? Dude, don't come over here acting like you know what I know, because you don't. And I know you don't know it. You know what I mean? I know you don't know it. I know you haven't worked in it. I spent I spent 25 years. I spent 25 years learning this. 25 years of learning it, of doing it. And before that, I spent years sitting in the kitchen with my dad and my brother talking about doing it. I remember going through a lecture about above the line and below the line when I was 8. Like, what the hell is above the line and below the line? What's a debit? What's a credit? I mean, and these dudes are seriously, it's like I was completely confused. I was sitting in rooms with cats talking about that stuff. The only thing that I understood, having gone to law school, was I understood what the agreement was. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't no young dude. That's why you shouldn't try me, dude. I ain't old. I'm prime, baby boy. I'm prime. I'm in my prime. Intellectually, I'm in my prime. I'm right in my prime. When you say physically, I'm not in my prime, you know? That's some cat that's 28, 29, 30 years old. As far as your maturity, like your business acumen, I'm not quite in my prime, because those are cats who are like 55 to 65. So I'm not in my prime in that regard. But I'm better than you are, bozo. I know that. Shit, I know that. You be listening to sitting in meetings, your fucking head would explode. What? Exactly. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Fanon, the OG, stop playing. Just stop playing, dog. Look, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. AJ still lives at home. Dog, AJ is a good man. See, this is the thing. Do like Manny Pacquiao. How old is Manny Pacquiao? 40? Right, so Manny Pacquiao's hitting that age, man. Manny Pacquiao's like, I'm bumping over here to this PBC. Canelo's not that age. Canelo's 28, 29 years old. Canelo Alvarez might wake up one day and be like, God, dog, I left so much money on the table. Like, I'm sure, man, Canelo's going to be like, God, dog, how much money did I leave on the table? Woo-wee. How much money did Oscar De La Hoya make? That's all the money Canelo just left on the table. Whatever that $365 million is, I bet you whatever portion of that that goes over to the Oscar De La Hoya and Eric Gomez, I bet you at least 60% of the money that they made, you can count as money Canelo left on the table. That is not going to be his money. And you think he's counting costs and counting nickels and pennies and all that shit? Think he's auditing them cats? Oh, let me get a $365 million. You're going to be meeting my auditor, and I'm rotating auditors. Shit. Like, remember when what's his name? Conor McGregor, man. My favorite quote from Conor McGregor was when they asked him after Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight, they said, "What are you doing after the fight?" Well, I'm about to send an army of auditors over to them. I'm sending an army of them. We overturning tables. I want to see all the receipts. If this shit don't match to the penny, dog, God, dog, that shit was hilarious to me. Oh man, I mean, dude, and they need him. Yeah, anyway, it is what it is. Oh, Quentin Hamilton, Chicago taxes are ridiculous. Oh my God, they're crazy. They are crazy. But that's the downside of it, man. I know accounting and would still hire a CPA to count that type of money. Exactly. Exactly. You an accountant and still hire a CPA, a specialist. I mean, I would hire somebody like God dog, man. I don't know who's like one of the best corporate attorneys. Oh man, I would get one of them dudes in a heartbeat to go through that shit. Because they charging you by the hour. They're going to cover you. You're going to walk away with a 100-page document of shit with every definition. Man, every definition. They're going to define everything. Like they're not going to leave anything up to nothing up to the imagination, dude. There's not going to be any term, any word in there that we don't have a specific definition for. What does this mean? You know what I'm saying? And we're going to come to an agreement on what it means. What does boxing match mean? We need to define that, man. We got to hash that shit out for about 4 or 5 days. What is a boxing match? What are boxing related activities? When you say that if I sign with you as a manager, that I have to pay you for all boxing related activities, what does that mean? Does that mean if I go to a club and somebody pays me an appearance fee and it's because I was a boxer that I have to pay you? Because it's boxing related. They invited me because I was the world champion. And it says, Fanon WBA 108-pound title holder. Is that a boxing related activity that I owe you money for? Do I got to give you 33% of that? You know what I mean? That's an ambiguous term. And if you when you talk to some cat that's really going to like get in there with that, hire them. But you should know where you're going. That's why I'm saying you can always, if you're interested, you can call me and I'll tell you what things to consider. But I ain't going to go through all that shit. But I can tell you there's some great attorneys that will do that for you. They will go through that mug and they will turn over every stone, every word that you will understand exactly what you're signing up for. And they will tell you how you can get out of it. And they can tell you what to ask for and what not allow those other people to ask you for. But you can't get your attorney that has a client that works with them. You know what I mean? You just can't do it. CMHJ does say make all the money you can and move south. Yeah, that's what I do. I earn my money up north and I live down south. That's the move if you can get away with it, dude. Let me go through this. I like going through deleted messages, man. Oh yeah, please, hey man, if you're not, yeah. Anyway, Oscar has to support his habit. Oscar probably don't have any issue with money. I doubt he has issues with money on his own. I'd be surprised if he mixes personal funds with Golden Boys. That dude made a ton of money, dude, and he's cheap. So I would suspect that if he is using it, he might. Oh, what's going on, Ryan Clark? World Breaker Fighter, spatula. You clowning, dog. All right, man. So look, man, I enjoyed this conversation a lot. I'm on here almost 2 hours, dude. It's 11:15 in the morning. Hey, man, much love in the super chat, man. I appreciate you. What's up, Curtis Anderson? Time to Annie up, dude. You represented it. Hey, dude, thank you, Time for Annie up, man. You did it this morning. Thank you. A favorite DMX quote, which is germane to the discussion. We're going to get to the bottom of this here. If it take all night, he got that right. Get to the bottom of that shit. But then, thanks, Tito Carlisle, man. Salute to you as well, man. Don't believe, hey, but seriously, man, young man, stop, man. I hope I'm getting you some subscribers. But don't take that show on the road, dog. Keep that shit right there with the people that listen to you and think that you know what you're talking about. Don't go out into the real world with that shit, man. You know what I mean? It's like motherfuckers, they're not always going to tell you when you sound stupid, They're not always going to tell you when you sound stupid. Some people will look up there right at you and be like, yeah. In the back of their mind, they'll be like, this dude don't know what the fuck he talking about. But I don't care enough to tell him that he sounds like a moron. You know what I mean? So respect yourself a little bit more than that, man. You sitting there cats talking about a dude that has achieved more than you've ever achieved in boxing, telling a guy with an Olympic bronze medal, the WBC heavyweight champion, defended his title 7 times, doesn't know how to fight, and he only is a boxer because he can't play basketball. How many basketball players could have done what Deontay Wilder did? Very few of them. Very few of them can take a shot to the chin at 6'7", 6'8". It's an entirely different skill set. But most importantly, you can't win it. Where's your belts? Fuck out of here with that dumb shit. I ain't never made a comment about Anthony Joshua not being able to. I don't know if Anthony Joshua can fight. I'm not going to do it because it would sound stupid. Anthony Joshua does not know how to fight. He's garbage. You might say he's robotic, he's stiff, he's, not as good a fighter as this guy. This style might not make up, that kind of stuff. But flat out saying that Anthony Joshua is a bum is a lie. And anybody with common sense would know that and would have more respect for boxing than that. And most people, that's like a complete and utter disrespect for the sport. If you think that a guy that is, and this is what some of you, these new fans don't get, you're disrespecting. When you talk about Deontay Wilder's resume like that, and some older guy too, you are disrespecting the sport of boxing. You're saying boxing is such a sorry ass sport, and the skill level is so garbage that anybody off the street, that most people in the top 10, top 20 are complete bums. That a 7-time or now going on 8-time defending heavyweight champion of the world who's knocked out 39 out of 40 people and knocked out every fighter every fought and won an Olympic bronze medal is a bum. You are insulting the sport of boxing. You don't appreciate boxing. At least that's what you're saying leads me to believe. Because there's no way in the world that can be true of somebody that's accomplished that much. As much as I don't like Gennady Golovkin, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think Gennady Golovkin does not know how to fight. That he is some marginal piece of trash boxer. Saying that he's not Bernard Hopkins is not calling him a trash boxer. Bernard Hopkins is one of the greatest middleweights ever to put on a pair of gloves. It's not the same thing. And when you disrespect fighters like that, whenever you're talking about world-class boxing, this is how most of my conversations go. I like this guy. This guy can fight. Lomachenko can fight. I don't think he's I don't think he's the best thing since Floyd. I don't think he should have got Fighter of the Year in 2017. I thought that was Terrence Crawford, but I can't tell you that the dude got 2 Olympic gold medals. is every fight he's ever been in as a pro has been a championship level fight, including the first one, which was for a secondary belt. But other than the first fight, every single solitary one of them has been for a world championship. How can that dude not be able to fight? It just doesn't register. That doesn't make sense. I can't make that argument. You know, Luis Ortiz is not 150 years old. Okay. The dude can fight. You know what I mean? But you know, you don't some of you people don't have respect for the sport of boxing because you think that this is something that, you know, somebody can achieve that much and still be a bum. It's mind-boggling to me, dude. But he ain't fighting Charlo. So those are two great fighters fighting one another, man. Is a boxing period. I don't know what you mean. If he is boxing period, you're tripping. But I don't believe that's what you meant. If you mean that he is boxing, he can't be beat, he can be beat. What's going on, XX Rebelo? What's going on, man? My man World Breaker Fight said people who don't know boxing need to go to a trade school to learn about the sport. Yeah, or just listen to Scrapbook Boxing. You can learn a lot on YouTube too. You know what I'm saying? Go listen to Barry Robinson. Barry Robinson, I love his. He doesn't put his content up on YouTube. He puts his content over on A Million Style Boxing. I used to love that dude's videos when he would do those breakdowns. That's a real breakdown. That dude breaks down a fight. Like really, really breaks down a fight. One of the best cats I've seen at breaking down fights, man. He is super detailed about it. Our bet will be honored shortly. Oh, yes. Thank you, World Breaker Fighting. I'll forgive the debt. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to say it. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to say it, dog. You can do you, man. It's all love, man. But anyway, man, I've been on here too long, man. Much love to everybody in the super chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. You know what I mean? Even if you hate me, hey, man, much respect and best wishes in everything that you do. But stop talking dumb shit that you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? And your name never mentioned, dog. Never. You get absolutely no pub over here, dude. And stop doing this, dog. Okay? Stop coming to my channel under other names and leaving links to your videos in the comment section, dog. That is fucking the most, dude. That is the corniest fucking wackest ass marketing shit you can do. If you down with somebody, you can, and you're in the stream, leave your link in the stream, dog. That's cool. I don't have an issue with it. But dog, come on, man. You gonna go away like a fart in the wind, dog. It is what it is, though. Hey, what's going on, Reef the Watcher? Anyway, with that, man, it was a lot of fun. And with that, I'm out. Oh, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And hit the bell icon. And I'm out. Peace.